Hello, I am Melissa Bondi from CTN, and this is Around Ann Arbor. Today, I am welcoming Julie Halpert, who is the co-founder of Garrett Space, a suicide prevention nonprofit for young adults between the ages of 18 and 28. This is a wonderful, wonderful support group with lots of exciting news. So let's dive right in. Welcome, Julie, to Around Ann Arbor.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So let's start with the basics, right? So how did you get involved with Garrett Space?
So we lost our son, our precious son Garrett, when he was 23 years old in 2017. And we found that there was an incredible lack of support options for those who needed more than once a week visits to the therapist, but weren't actively suicidal and didn't need to go to the ER. And we felt like we wanted to create that option, a place sort of like rehab for mental health, where young adults could go in a warm and welcoming, non-stigmatizing environment. And we are creating a holistically focused residential center where young adults will learn coping strategies, ways to live in what's become a very troubled and hard world. Things like yoga, meditation, music, journaling, healthy cooking, support for broken relationships. And we feel very strongly that that doesn't exist in Michigan or actually in many parts of the country. And we wanted to build that.
So since 2017, where have you seen like the organization, I want to use the right terms, but grow the most as far as like, especially the support part of it?
Right. So we established as a nonprofit in 2019, shortly thereafter, COVID hit. So we have been running wellness programming free of charge to participants for the past 2 years, over 2 years, where young adults come together weekly for a support group with peers and a mood and movement activity. This is a way to really prove the value of the kind of services we'll be offering when we get to our residential center. And it's been very, very successful. We've had young adults discuss how this has really been life-saving for them, provided them with crucial supports, helped them to feel they're not alone, really all the things that we're going for with Garrett Space. In addition, we just received a $4 million government grant with the help of Debbie Dingle to build our residential center. We have identified property, entered into a contract to purchase property on 76 acres in Superior Township. That has to be rezoned in order for us to purchase it. So we're going through that process right now. It's a beautiful location in nature with an existing 5,000 square foot house that we think we can initially use for day programming. And then we'll build this beautiful place, just as we've always envisioned. So things are moving quickly, and we're very excited by that.
So let me ask you, Julie. So as in regards to the space that's being built, so is this going to be something where folks will stay? As
Yes.
okay,
Yes, we'll have continue some day programming for roughly about 10 residents, but we envision having 15 to 20 young adults stay for 3 to 4 week stays. We aren't trying to quote cure them, but we want to give them wraparound supports and a retreat environment to really take a break from their existing environment and connect them with resources, and then continue to stay in touch with them once they leave the center. So yes, it will be a residential place. We'd be building an actual residential center. We're also going to have a creativity studio, which will be a separate building for our dance, music, yoga, other kinds of activities, as well as the existing house. So we envision it as a very tight-knit campus that they'll be going to.
okay. So you used the word campus. That's all in all, I feel like it's very, very encompassing. So kind of makes you feel, okay, so I'll be going there. Is the age, do you find you get folks that are younger than the age, 18 to 28?
We are sticking with the age of 18 to 28 because we feel it's a very underserved population.
Mm-hmm.
Those who are 18 and under, or those who are under 18 are, first of all, they're minors, so their parents can get access to their, the therapy reports and have discussions with mental health experts regarding their child. We feel like young adults, it's a very difficult time to be a young adult right now, especially with COVID coming out of COVID. It's very isolating because of social media. Young adults often are comparing themselves to artificial versions of other people and feeling inadequate. It's a time of transition and change from high school to college and college into the real world. The job market's difficult, and they're often living alone or not with their parents. So their parents really they don't often have a community of people who are checking in on them. So we feel very strongly that this is the group that we want to serve. And we're trying to make Garrett Space a place they're going to want to go to, because they have to go there of their own free will, since they're not minors.
Okay. So when you found out you were getting were getting this grant, how did that make you feel? How excited were you? Like what was the first thing that came to mind?
I was beyond excited. It was really almost surreal. I didn't want to believe we'd necessarily get it, because oh, you never know. The first thing that came to my mind was that it gave us a real vote of confidence from the government, the federal government, and of course our state representatives, that we are doing something that's really needed, and that we're on the right track, and that they're solidly behind us. And it also made it seem to me like, wow, this could be a reality sooner than we even expected. It will cost, more than double that to build the center, but this gets us a long way there.
So Julie, how do you do, or how is the nonprofit, work with private donors? Is it fundraising? Can folks volunteer at Garrett Space, or is it, more private?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. We so far have operated on some small grants and a lot of donations from private individuals, some companies. We have an annual 24-hour fundraiser that this year is going to be August 25th at the Morris Lawrence venue in Washtenaw Community College's campus. It's going to be a live event. But yeah, we're always, of course, interested in having people support us and reach out to us. We are going to be embarking on a capital campaign, and we've hired someone to help us with that. Helen Starman, who was with Food Gatherers previously. She's a real rock star in the fundraising world. We're always interested in volunteers. There may not always be opportunities at the moment, but we love to hear from people who want to get involved. And we especially are interested. We need social media people, people in marketing, fundraising, grant writing, or just if you have a special area of expertise, it's great. It would be great to reach out to us. We really want this to be an effort that the community is involved in, that the community is really proud of. So we want to involve people in the community.
So do you work with, well, I say work, but a lot of your community, do they come from all over, as in Michigan, Washtenaw County, out of state? Who are the folks that you've seen and worked with it, or reach out to Garrett Space?
Well, people reach out to us for, unfortunately, we get lots of calls from parents whose children are struggling severely or have lost a child to suicide. And we get those calls really from all over the country. I would say we're focused on, we're going to be based in Washtenaw County, and many of the people in our wellness program are from Washtenaw County, but because it's virtual, they don't have to be. And same with the center. We could serve people from other areas because it's a residential space. You could come here and stay, and then, But we're really wanting to help people first and foremost in Washtenaw County. Washtenaw County is the area that we are in. They've been really supportive of us. That's definitely the priority.
Okay. So tell me how, since you began this organization, or got involved, what have you seen the most, I guess, growth, as far as, who you've worked with, and the kids that you've also, helped along the way. I would imagine there's some really good, some stories in there.
Yeah, well, one of the most validating ones for us is that we had thought that young adults in the wellness program, and by the way, that's run by Peggy Gallimberti, who is an amazing clinical social worker, and she runs the program. We have an amazing team of facilitators, young adults who are, doing the groups as well. Is that we thought they would stay for a couple of months, and we're finding a lot of the young adults are staying like as long as 9 months, because they're really finding it. And by the way, this is in addition to therapy. This isn't a substitute for therapy, but they're finding it's a really important resource, and that the groups are really rallying around each other. The people in the groups, we hadn't met in person, but Peggy has taken them on some a few social gatherings where they met in person for the first time, and she said it was really incredible, very moving. So I would say, and we have now a couple of cohorts. We started small. It's hard to get something going when it's small, and now I think word of mouth is carrying the day, and we have just a lot of young adults who are really benefiting from it, and again proving our belief that young adults, they can really benefit from non-medical interventions that just show them that there's nothing wrong with them if they're struggling, and that people have struggled and then they can be okay. So that, I think, has been most validating for us. That's where we're really trying out what we hope to roll out at the residential center.
Okay. Well, I want to say, is there anything else you maybe didn't mention yet? Because I think I want to mention your website, because you have a very extensive, the website has great information. I always find social media as well. I mean, you're all over the social media, your website, and it's not hard. And I've seen Garrett Space in the press a lot. So, kudos on that. I feel like you guys get wonderful press, and rightfully so. But is there anything you want to mention before we wrap up?
Well, I should say that if you go to our website, under the Get Help section, you can see details on the wellness program. If you or someone or a loved one needs support, feel free to reach out to us. And if you are interested in supporting this really important community resource, we are going to be we are always are in active fundraising mode. So please reach out. You can always donate directly through the website. Yeah, we're excited and proud of what we're going to be bringing to this community, and we are more excited for people to get behind it and support it.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Julie. And best of luck. Congratulations. It's going to be a great addition, definitely, to Washtenaw County, for sure.
Thanks so much, Melissa.
You're welcome. And if you would like to find out more on Garrett Space, visit them at garrettspace.org or on social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, at Garrett Space. You can check out more on a2gov.org for more great programs and series. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media at CTN Ann Arbor. Again, thanks for watching.